Welcome back. In this video, I am going to explain different types of vibration: free vibration, damped vibration and forced vibration. As per the V2 syllabus, so we need to consider only definition of free vibration and the theory behind the damped vibration and forced vibration, and also we need to discuss different cases in damped and forced vibration. First we will start with the free vibration. So free vibration. So in case of free vibration, so the body is vibrating with its natural frequency. For example, if you consider spring mass system and set it for vibration, if it is vibrating, it will vibrate with natural frequency given by omega is equal to square root of k divided by m radians per second. This is the angular frequency. If I convert into linear frequency, because omega is equal to 2 pi nu, so linear frequency is given by nu is equal to 1 upon 2 pi root k by m hertz. Okay, so this is the natural frequency of vibration of the body. Okay, so if there is no frictional or resistive forces acting on the body, now body is vibrating now. If there is no frictional or resistive forces, what we call damping forces acting on the body, then the body will keep on vibrating indefinitely there. It's an ideal case there. We'll assume that there is no frictional or resistive forces, then the body keep on vibrating indefinitely there. Okay, so this type of the vibration is called free vibration. In case of the free vibration, only restoring force will be acting on the body. In case of free vibration, only restoring force will be acting on the body, and we will assume that there is no frictional or resistive force acting on the body. That's why the body keeps on vibrating indefinitely there. It's an ideal case. Okay, so that is the definition now. The vibration in which the body vibrates with its own natural frequency without decrease in amplitude is called free vibration there. Okay, so only definition need to be considered. Now we'll stop here. Next we'll move on to damped vibration. Just now I told, so the free vibration is only purely an ideal case there. Always the body which is vibrating will be acted upon by resistive or frictional forces. It's also called damping forces there. Okay, so because of this damping forces, resistive or friction forces, the energy of the vibrating body keeps on decreasing and amplitude keeps on decreasing. Ultimately it stops there. So this type of the vibration is called damped vibration. So damped vibration, in the damped vibration also the body will be vibrating with a natural frequency, but because of the frictional or resistive forces, what we call damping forces there, the amplitude keeps on decreasing. Ultimately it stops. So most of the vibration that we observe in day-to-day life belongs to damped vibration there. Okay, so this is the definition of damped vibration. So we shall consider the theory behind the damped vibration now. So just now I told, in case of damped vibration, the vibrating bodies acted upon by one we'll consider. In case of damped vibration, the vibrating bodies acted upon by one, the restoring force. Okay, so what is restoring force? So restoring force is responsible for bringing back the body to the equilibrium position, right? So restoring force is proportional to displacement. Okay, so I have taken y as the displacement. This is all standard notation. Let us not change here. The restoring force is proportional to displacement and is acting in a direction opposite to the displacement. That's why minus y there, right? Got it? Okay, so now is equal to, restoring force is equal to, some proportionally constant must be there, minus mu y. So mu is nothing but, so the damping force constant there. Okay, in case of spring, it is what? Spring constant. In other cases it is what? Force constant, right? Got it? Okay, is equal to minus mu y. So next is the damping force. So you know that damping force is proportional to velocity. For example, friction. So friction is proportional to velocity there, right? So that means damping force is proportional to, so velocity there, right? Okay, so now there should be proportionally constant is equal to minus r dy by dt. Okay, so where is r is the proportionality constant there, so it is called damping force per unit velocity then. Okay, so these are the two forces acting on the body. One is the restoring force, it is given by minus mu y. Damping force or frictional forces, it is given by minus r dy by dt. Dy by dt is the velocity there. Okay, now according to Newton's law, F is equal to ma, mass into acceleration. If y is the displacement, what is acceleration? M into d square y by dt square. So this is the force which is responsible for vibration. Okay, so these are the two forces, so which bring the body to the equilibrium position. One is the resistive force, one is the restoring force now. Okay, so by making use of this three equation, I can write equation of motion in the damped vibration as m d square y by dt square. This should be in the left hand side because this force is responsible for vibration, and other two forces are trying to bring the body to the equilibrium position there, it opposing the motion there. Okay, is equal to minus mu y, sign is important, minus mu y minus r dy by dt. Okay, so now rearrange the equation, make it right hand side is equal to 0. Take m to this side there, mu by m, it will become r by m. Then take this whatever is there in the right hand side to the left hand side, make right hand side is equal to 0. If I rearrange, what will happen now? D square y by dt square plus r by m dy by dt plus mu by m y is equal to 0. Okay, one equation I got there. Okay, now we shall make some arrangement here now. So I will take r by m is equal to 2b. I will take r by m is equal to 2b and mu by m is equal to omega square. So that means, so what will become d square y by dt square plus, I have taken r by m is equal to 2b now. So 2b dy by dt plus mu by m is, I have taken as what? Omega square. Omega square y is equal to 0. I got one differential equation now. Okay. So where 2b is equal to, already you know 2b is nothing but what? R by m, and mu by m is equal to what? Omega square. By taking these two, 2b is equal to r by m, mu by m is equal to omega square, so equation get reduced to this form there. Okay, so this is the differential equation. Okay, so now, so this equation number 1, we'll take it as equation number 1. Equation number 1 is a homogeneous differential equation of second order. It's a homogeneous differential equation of second order. Okay, now you know how to solve the differential equation, right? Let us let the solution of equation 1 shall be y is equal to e to the power of alpha t. Okay, general solution, y is equal to e to the power of alpha t. Okay, now I got y here, so I have to differentiate y with respect to t 2 times, because I need dy by dt and d square y by dt square. I need to substitute in equation number 1 here. Okay, d square y by dt square, y is there, dy by dt is there. Okay, so you have to substitute in equation number 1. Okay, so y already I got now, y is equal to e to the power of alpha t, that we assume general solution. So differentiating equation number 2 twice with respect to t. Okay, so dy by dt is equal to alpha e to the power of alpha t, d square y by dt square is equal to alpha square e to the power of alpha t there. Okay, now I got y dy by dt and d square y by dt square. Substitute in equation number 1, previous equation there. What will become? Simply substitute, it will become this equation there. So in this equation, e to the power of alpha t is common. I will take it outside. So what remains in the bracket? Alpha square plus 2b alpha plus omega square is equal to 0. E to the power of alpha t cannot, either e to the power of alpha t should be equal to 0, or whatever is there in the bracket should be equal to 0. Okay, but e to the power of alpha t cannot be equal to 0. What is e to the power of alpha t? Y. Y is e to the power of alpha t. Displacement cannot be 0, right? So e to the power of alpha t cannot be equal to 0. That means alpha square plus 2b alpha plus omega square is equal to 0. Take it. Alpha square plus 2b alpha plus omega square is equal to 0. Okay, compare with your standard quadratic equation. What is standard quadratic equation? Ax square plus bx plus c. What is the solution of that? X is equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a there. Okay, so ax square, what is a here? 1. Bx, what is b here? 2b. What is c here? C is nothing but 1 there, right? Okay, substitute that. C is not 1. Okay, c is equal to omega square. So substitute there. Okay, so now comparing with the standard quadratic equation, alpha will become, alpha is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus omega square. Alpha can be minus b plus square root of b square minus omega square, or it can be minus b minus square root of b square minus omega square. That means there are two values for alpha. Accordingly, you have to consider now. So there are two values for alpha. Equation number 2, y is equal to e to the power of alpha t. There are two values for alpha there. Separately, you have to consider now. So substitute the value of alpha in equation number 2 now. What will become? Y, a1, arbitrary constant, e to the power of means what? Exponential, minus b plus I have taken, second case I will take minus, plus square root of b square minus omega square, t is there already, e to the power of alpha t is there, plus a2 arbitrary constant, minus b, minus I have taken, earlier I have taken plus, that it is minus now, square root of b square minus omega square t, right? So the equation number, so this is a general solution y. Okay, so there are three cases arises based on the relative values of b square and omega square. What are the three cases? So b square can be greater than omega square, b square is equal to omega square, b square is less than omega square. Accordingly, we will consider b square is greater than omega square, over damping. So b square is less than omega square, under damping. B square is equal to omega square, critical damping there. Okay, we should consider these three cases important. Okay, in the V2 examination they will ask. So this derivation has to be completed. After that, they will ask one or two cases, discuss over damping case, discuss under damping case, something like that. Okay, so we shall discuss in the next video there. So thank you.